Gemini, hello and welcome to your October 2024 Tarot Forecast. I'm Ms. Eden and Gemini family. I'm so happy you're here. Welcome. This is going to be a general reading for my Gemini sun, moon, and rising signs. Y'all, if you're not sure of your moon or rising sign, a quick internet search for a birth chart calculator. There's also plenty of free astrology apps that can get you a birth chart as well, and that will have all that information for you. All right, y'all. Gemini, don't sweat it if you don't catch this video right after I drop it. There is a time and a place for you to receive this message, beautiful Gemini, and know that whenever you receive this message, that's the time for you. And I do hope there'll be something in this message for my Gemini family. Thanks to all the longtime subscribers and Gemini fam for your likes, obviously your subscriptions. It really is helping this small channel grow, and I'm so grateful. But I've really loved all the comments as well. I love hearing from y'all and hearing how you are doing and how these readings hit for y'all. So I really, I know how to check in with my intuition, but I also love hearing from y'all how these are playing out in your lives. So thank you all so much for all your comments, all your love, all your likes and shares, and of course your subscriptions. Speaking of subscriptions, we have quite a few new subscribers, and welcome to any new Gemini family that are joining us this month for our tarot reading. I'm so glad that you all are here. So welcome, Gemini. I know that know that this is a community, and I would love to hear from y'all and hear how these readings go for you. Okay, what resonates from a Gemini, my new Gemini family. Y'all, if you like what you see over here, I do have an Instagram. That link is in my bio, and there's plenty of stuff that gets posted over there that does not always cross over to my YouTube here. So let's go ahead and keep growing this family steadily and readily, right? On both platforms. That would be great, y'all. Speaking of my Instagram, after the devastating effects of Hurricane Helene, the Carolinas are my home states, and so it's where I call home, especially Western North Carolina and the mountains there. That is one of my favorite places in the whole wide world. So seeing what's going on with the community there is really breaking my heart. And so I do have a fundraiser on my Instagram page that y'all can head over to and donate for a local Louisiana-based non-for-profit that has had boots on the ground in Appalachia since, I think they were already on the road before Helene even hit. Like that's how much they knew they were needed. So if y'all can spare anything, no donation is too small. Y'all, please head over to my Instagram and you'll find that link to donate and for my fundraiser on my profile. All right, you loves. Thank you so much. I know there's so much going on. So even if you can't spend the money, send your light, send your love, send your healing, right, to all those that are really struggling around the world. I know it's not just in Appalachia, right? Thank you. Thank you all for giving me that platform, that moment of your time to speak to that. Let's get into the astrology of October, beautiful Gemini. We are coming into the month, and as of this video's recording, I'm a little beyond it. So last week, we had a new moon solar eclipse in Libra. Ooh. This new moon is all about new beginnings, initiations, fresh starts, new paths. And with it in Libra, especially with the solar eclipse on that same day, this is highlighting how are we balancing and finding the truth of what we need to keep our relationships balanced. That's Libra, truth, balance, relationships, right? So thinking about this eclipse period might have highlighted a bit of relationship for us, and not just romantic, y'all. This could be relationship to family, community, friends, work, bosses, your relationship to self, relationship to your environment and the planet, the world around you, your relationship with technology, right? I mean, it goes on and on and on. So it's just, are these relationships balanced? Let's be real. Let's be truthful with ourselves. That probably came up for a lot of us during this eclipse period. This new moon solar eclipse was actually the final eclipse in the eclipse cycle for fall. But also this is the final eclipse, y'all, for 2024. This solar eclipse might have also touched on things that were started or have some connection to our solar eclipse that we had back in April. So think back to that time in April. What got started there? What was really launched that maybe you're seeing a nice continuation of now, or some new things that you're learning, because eclipses, things happen really rapidly. Stuff materializes, you learn things. I mean, it's a really fast-paced period, eclipse season, right? It's not a time for planning, it's go time. So that starts off our month. And then coming in on the 9th of October, we have Jupiter stationing retrograde in your sign of Gemini. So y'all might feel that a touch stronger than many of the other signs, but many of the mutable signs will also be feeling that. Jupiter is the expander planet, the bringer of gifts and luck, you could say. Jupiter loves knowledge and travel, just like Gemini. Geminis also love communication. They love learning. They love technology and travel and just all sorts of like inspired new innovations, right? So this might be a time around Jupiter stationing retrograde where we might need to pay attention to what is being said to us from those in power. What technology is really doing around this time, right? So retrogrades, when planets station retrograde and direct, it usually gets a little more friction, a little spicier around those days when it's stationing retrograde or when it's stationing direct. Then 2 days after that, Pluto stations direct. It's been retrograding for a hot minute, and it's going to station direct in the sign of Capricorn. Actually, at the anaretic degree of Capricorn, which is the final degree in astrology in a sign, where a planet will be in a sign before it shifts into the next sign in the chart. So Pluto is moving ever so surely and slowly into Aquarius. This is all about power dynamics and shifting from top-down power to lateral power for the people. Power to the people is the name of the game coming up. And so my prediction is, at the time of this filming at least, this coming week, this week of the 9th to the 11th, around then, it's going to be spicy, because between the 9th and the 11th, we will have all the outer planets retrograding. Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, Pluto, all of them in retrograde. And then on the 11th, Pluto goes direct. So it's just, like I said, those times when they station direct and retrograde, it's a little extra friction. You see I want to say like essences, but you see the traits of these planets and the sign that they're in a lot stronger around those days. So I expect this week to be pretty action-packed. Mark your calendars and definitely report back based on what you see, because we have been seeing a big, I want to say, shift again in power dynamics, but we've been seeing a lot of powerful people starting to fall, right? My most memorable one right now is like Diddy. Diddy's like the perfect encapsulation of this Pluto and Capricorn moving from Capricorn, power, control, top-down power, right? Governments, money, right? Material goods. It's moving into Aquarius. So like, yeah, those people are going to fall that have built it up on this Capricorn control kind of energy. All right, so that's mark calendars, y'all. Then on the 17th of October, we have a full moon in Aries. So where do we need to wrap up some shit and let it go and release with our ego self? How is our ego blocking us? Where has it kind of taken us down the wrong paths instead of leaning into ourselves, right? I want to say like our higher self as opposed to ego self is where we really need to be going. And I think that full moon will be giving us a little nudge in that direction to do some clearing, some wrapping up, some deep learning with full moon cycles, right? That's all about culminations, about our egos. Then on the 22nd of October, Scorpio season begins. So it gets all dark and transformative from there on out, y'all. So that's the astrology. Again, we are in the midst, beautiful Gemini family, of this huge period of shift and change of power. The pace is picking up. If you've been catching my previous monthly forecast, like I've been saying, it's coming, it's coming. Well, it's here. So know your grounding techniques that bring you stability while the world around us is flying and going crazy. And keep objective during this time. You know, it's going to be really tempting to be pulled down into a lot of this wild, fear-based negativity that we see happening around us. But we got to stay objective, stay above the fray. So beautiful Gemini, here we go, coming into October, King of Pentacles. Here y'all are. Yes, y'all have been working hard and succeeding. Now able to sit back in your thrones and appreciate and maintain this beautiful garden, this beautiful empire, this beautiful kingdom that my Gemini have been creating, because you've had Jupiter in your sign, Gemini. What are y'all expanding on? Keep in mind that Jupiter expands anything you put your focus on, both good and bad. So gems, focus on that good, because look what you can get. Just pure abundance and success in the material resources. This isn't always money, but you are definitely very, very comfortable and stable right now. A lot of my Gemini are feeling pretty stable. You're coming in strong, feeling very grounded. This is also the sign of card of Taurus. There could be a Tauran masculine energy, older, affecting my Gemini. Maybe for some of y'all, since this is a general reading. But a lot of you have stepped up into this like next level of maturity, I'm picking up, of just handling your business, handling your material affairs. And there you are, succeeding. Wow. And look at the energy that surrounds you, the sun, as if you didn't have... let me back that up. As if you needed any extra emphasis that you were succeeding, right? There's the sun for you. Light, truth has been coming into the picture for you. Joy is coming back. Wow, again, that Jupiter and Gemini. What's happening with Jupiter and Gemini for my gems? Oh my goodness. But beautiful. Again, that stability, when we bring ourselves stability, that can produce a sense of contentment. And contentment means that we're feeling safe. Stable means that we're feeling safe, that we don't have to have our primal fear instincts of survival running 24/7. And you know what happens when you don't have those instincts running 24/7? You can have more bliss and joy and happiness take its place. And it's like, that's what y'all are finding. Like, y'all are so on top of your game that there's more time now for sunshine, for newness, for beauty, for joy. This is also about shining light on things that were previously in the dark. And that is definitely all about, when we talk about power structures and with the astrology, it's like, yeah, we are shining a lot of light onto those old Capricornian earth-based systems. Because Capricorn is an earth sign, right? All about material, tangible, money, power, control. And we are moving into an air sign energy with Aquarius. Justice. Again, balance, but humanity and community. Yeah, wow. At the base for my Geminis this month is the King of Cups. So there could be some people affecting my Geminis in October. Some masculine leaning energies. King of Cups would be a masculine older water sign. So that would be Cancer, Scorpio. What's our last water sign, y'all? Pisces. Yeah. Cancer and... yeah. Did I miss one? Yeah, right. It's three. Three per element. That's right. I just had to think. I was like, it feels like I'm missing one, but you're right. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. All right. So one of those signs might be affecting at the base of things for my Gemini family this month. This is also about, if it's not an actual person, but court cards can indicate for some it could be an actual person. This is also indicating my Gemini have gotten to a place where, again, they can lead very confidently with just like that King of Pentacles, right? Oh my gosh. Wow, you have so many kings out. But this is about compassion, being very spiritual, heart-centered and focused. This is a very loving masculine energy, a very tender masculine energy that does not get caught up in the whirlwind of emotions. They very much know this energy at the base of the reading this month for my Gemini. You know how to maintain your calm, your energy of the heart, specifically your emotions. That's the word I'm struggling for. Even though the emotions around you are just perhaps raging, like a raging sea, you've got solid ground amidst that. And that's from you doing the work, Gemini. All right, so very like heart-centered, compassionate kind of focus. And again, like the stability, going back to that King of Pentacles that you have brought yourself, the sunshine that you've been able to bring in as a result of that has again led you to be more heart-centered. You have the available space now, Gemini family, to be more heart-centered. And that's because a lot of y'all in the past, this is in the past for my Geminis, the Hermit, recent past, but maybe even longer going for some. The Hermit. So this is all about, again, this is card number 9. So wrap-ups, culminations, learning what we need to learn from wrapping up a cycle to step forward onto a new path that you aren't exactly sure what the end game is, but you're carrying that wisdom, that learning that you've done with you. So the Hermit is very much an introverted energy. A lot of my Gemini might have gone within quite a bit in the recent past. Yeah. It's been important for my Geminis to, there's a calling for a lot of y'all I'm picking up to learn more about your deeper needs, your deeper, what's going on in here. And it's like your higher self is calling you. It's like this is your higher self, and it's asking you to tap out so that, again, in that space of quiet and calm without the influence of other voices, of other energies, of other people, that's where we do the work. So learning is a big piece of this card. Learning at the end of a cycle. Also, it's a little bit about like the fear of this, being alone and being on a new path and not really knowing where the light at the end of the tunnel is, because you only have enough light to show you where the next couple of steps are. But my Geminis have been taking those steps, knowing that if you keep going, you will eventually reach that light at the end of the tunnel, right? Crowning my gems reading for October, this is the third king, and they're all in a line. It goes King of Wands, King of Pentacles, King of Cups. What's going on with these king energies? So again, it could indicate an actual person is at play, crowning, and man, again, just grounding the reading for my Geminis. This would be a fire sign, masculine, older fire sign energy. So Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. But conversely, this is also, again, about from that hermit mode that y'all have been in. You understand no one else is going to do it for you. And that's because you've understood that, Gemini, and you've taken the steps to solidify your stability. This card right here is that the energy of just that. You taking the initiative. You leading the way with your energy because you've known now which way you want to go. You took that time out to figure it out and learn the path that you want to step forward on. Even though you may not know the way, you're trusting that as long as you start that path forward, you take those first few steps, Spirit's right there to guide you. It just wants you to show it. Your higher self, your guides, they want you to show them which way you want to go so they can help support you. And this is about you leading with confidence, with energy, with fire, with invigoration towards your new path. Very heart focused. And again, because you're so aligned with your higher self in these decisions that you're making as you step along this new path, it's bringing you nothing but physical abundance and stability in the 3D world around you, in the material world. See what happens when you trust and you lean into, like, you know, kind of glass half full energy. Yeah, damn, my Geminis are powerful this month. Word of warning, though, coming up mid-end of the month, be wary of illusions and delusions, Gemini, this month, as you're making some choices. Kings can feel that king energy can feel very much like, I'm the wisest, I know all, because I've made it to the top of the totem pole. And you do have a lot of wisdom, again, because here you were. But that doesn't mean that we're not all human. So be wary of illusions and delusions, that some of these choices before you that you need to make on this path, this is like your test. This is like, you know, that path that you're wandering on, you can't see the end. This is a test coming up for a lot of my Geminis this month. Will you choose wisely? Thinking back to Indiana Jones kind of status, right? Or choose poorly. So, yeah. Each cup holds a different temptation. Not every single one of them is going to be right for you, Gemini. And again, remember that Jupiter expander energy is in your sign. So be very mindful with how you're thinking, how you're communicating, what you're creating, because it could happen just like that. And you want to make sure that you're investing your emotional energy into the right thing, not just the thing that you think you've been told by society is the right thing for you, because some of these are, again, delusions. So think carefully before you make any decisions later month, especially with that full moon in Aries energy, right? Don't let that ego self make you think that, oh, what I want is fame and riches, but really what you need and thus want is more of like a spiritual development and connection. It's temptation. But you have all that king energy, that wisdom of experience behind you. Use it, Gemini. Use it this month so that you don't feel loss and sorrow and grief, because here you are. Some of y'all are feeling strung out in the heart a bit. Grief, sorrow, loss, like I just said, and not everything that you lost was good for you. One of those cups was filled with poison. So you may not have even known that some of the stuff that you're grieving the loss of was actually really bad for you. You also don't forget, Gemini, that you have a couple cups left. So take one of those cups, drink from it, nourish your heart as you're dealing with this situation of finding your confidence. I can't even find a word. It's like all that king energy, right? Like stepping into that king energy from that space of the hermit. So again, like find that confidence and step into it. Take that second cup after you've drank from the other one that's still up there, and then carry it with you along your journey, along your path. With new paths, Gemini, I think you probably learned this in your hermit stage. Certain things got to go to make room for the new. That's just the way of it. Nothing's permanent. The only constant is change. And so other people see you, though, this month, despite maybe feeling some loss, going through some internal struggle, Gemini. People see you being a team player. You working with your team, you're leaning on it, you understand that you don't get anywhere alone. I mean, this is also my community, like my social Geminis, right? Like, Awesome. You and your team are creating and manifesting and materializing wonderful things. And they see you and you see them. Y'all working beautifully together. Teamwork. Keep it up. Maybe some of that loss has to do with the team. Maybe some of that grief and loss. Maybe the team's dynamic is changing. Know that there's purpose in everything. Not that everything has a perfect happy ending, but if it doesn't, that means there's something to learn from it. Don't just get stuck on the sad part, the sorrow, the grief. Understand that in those feelings, there is something to be learned. There's something to be learned, Gemini. So it's time for you. Hopes and fears is like you're not sure if you want to leave this grief behind you. And here's a full moon. Here's an eclipse. So something might have happened around the eclipse. During this eclipse season for my Gemini. You're feeling a lot of loss. And some of you are ready to just cross that river and be gone. Leave a situation behind you emotionally. Some of you are done with carrying the heaviness. Others, since this is in hopes and fears for my Gemini, y'all might be really nervous with letting go. I get it. Letting go can be hard. But again, it's when we let go of things that have run their course, that doesn't mean they were bad, but there's a time and a space for everything. Not everything lasts forever. So we create new spaces for new things to come in. And a little bit of a warning, as you're feeling all these feelings this month, Gemini, again, this back and forth between this incredible king energy, King of Wands, King of Pentacles, King of Cups, being in control of your energy, your resources, your heart, your emotions. Just know that you don't have to take everything alone. You don't have to go at it alone and do something behind closed doors where no one can see you and you're not even sure really what you're doing, but you're just grabbing it and going and doing your shit. No, like remember to lean into your team. Even if it's moving around restructuring right now. Lean into those that are helping you with these projects, with your work. Don't take from yourself by thinking you have to do it all alone. This might conversely also be just a little warning and heads up to my Geminis this month, since it says final messages for my Gemini. Be wary of someone trying to take from your mental well-being. So that can involve not telling the truth, not being honest, stealing from you. But again, it's a lot about stealing from your mental well-being. And that's what I see here. I know cups are emotions, but obviously our mind can affect our heart, our spirits, our bodies for sure. So whatever this energy is tied into that 8 of Cups, leaving a situation emotionally behind. Hopefully it's this energy. And the 5 of Cups, that grief, that sorrow. Maybe something's been taken from you. Maybe you've done the taking, because again, illusions, delusions. Don't pick the wrong path thinking that you got to go do it all yourself, and then you're like, oh shit, it's the right, I chose poorly. Yeah. All right, gems. So a little bit of a mixed message for the end, but it's kind of like a little heads up, like a little be on alert for that kind of behavior with yourself or with someone around you. Final card, bottom of the deck, is Judgment. So again, you're in the process of a reawakening right now, Gemini family. Honor that with yourself and accept all of you, good, bad, ugly, and beautiful, that came before, okay? Because it helped you be who you are today. It helped you learn all these things that you now know, this wisdom that you hold inside, okay? So trust that your guides, your angels, your higher self, they're guiding you. Okay, and that's why you're stepping into that. And when you trust into it like that, that's when you're in this supreme king energy, this triple king energy with the sun on top. What a nice energy. Okay? So don't go shooting yourself in the foot now, Gemini. Sending y'all so much love for October. Bye, y'all.